And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How in the heck are you doing, world?
The one and only Alley Top, broadcasting alongside the man, the myth, the legend, the radio god, the man you wish you could be but will never be, Chris freaking Top.
All right, I feel like I'm ready to go wrestling now at this point. Before we get started, I want to bring up the house concerts that we're promoting.
Yes.
Which I think is pretty cool. And basically what that is, say you're having a get-together, it could be a bonfire, it could be a birthday party, an anniversary, whatever. It could be an office party, office Christmas party. You can have a Nashville artist come and play at your event, because basically that's what it becomes, is an event as opposed to a get-together when you have a Nashville artist come in and play for you. And it would be like an acoustic set for an hour. And it's really cool, and I think it would make it something for them to totally remember. And I got to be honest with you, it's not cheap.
Oh, no.
I know I'm the world's worst salesman, I know, but it's not cheap. And the reason we're trying to keep it, I guess I don't even know how to say that, but I guess the reason it's not cheap is because these Nashville artists, they play for free all the time. I mean, if you're in Nashville, you are in the most difficult place in the world to make it in music and to get recognized in music. So the competition's fierce. So a lot of these artists don't get paid in Nashville, and if they do get paid, they don't get paid a whole lot.
No, it's like tips and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe
so
$1.
So what we're trying to do is create something where they can come to Clarksville and actually get paid some decent money for their trip and for being here and all that stuff. And it's for me, it's more or less for a good cause, I think, because these artists are struggling, man. I mean, I've watched and seen them just come to Nashville and with everything they own in the back of the trunk of their car.
Mm-hmm. People coming from other countries.
Yes, as far as France that we've met, and they start with nothing, and they're successful for me when they make it for a year in Nashville.
Yeah, and
making it could just be paying your rent, and it could be just getting a couple of paying gigs if you're lucky a week, and they don't pay much. I mean, when you think of somebody playing in Nashville, you think, well, they're probably making some pretty good money.
They ain't making nothing.
They ain't making squat. So I think it would be cool to bring a few of these artists to Clarksville and let them play.
Hell yeah, bro.
Make some cash. Mm-hmm. And the house parties are fun because it's really laid back. It's intimate. They will tell the stories behind their songs, and it's just a really cool thing.
And they can either sit there and watch or like mingle with their friends or whatever the occasion.
Yeah.
It'd be a Christmas party.
Now, there are a couple things that I haven't told you about Karen that you're probably going to get excited about.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So,
on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. So she's also a photographer. Did you know that?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah. Well, she takes a lot of pictures of boxers.
Oh no!
And I don't even know if this has anything to do with anything or not, but the high school she went to, I think, was Balboa High School.
Oh,
is that right?
Oh my god! You're
is that
kidding me right
is that
now.
like named after Rocky or what? What is that?
No,
I love
you. That's actually in Panama. It was the Canal Zone.
Okay.
When the U.S. had property there, and I was born and raised there. So that school was called Balboa High School.
Dude.
Yeah. I knew you'd get all excited when I brought that stuff up. Okay, so before we get too far, I want to talk a little bit about Italy, because when we first started, I guess it was over a month ago.
Yeah.
When I first harassed you about being on the show, you were on your way or about to leave for Italy, and I think in a few days or something, you were going to visit your daughter.
Yeah, actually the next day.
Yeah. So how long were you there?
I was there about 11 days.
Yeah.
Trying to make her go into labor, so we did a lot of
Oh,
walking.
she was having a baby.
Yes, that's why.
Oh, snap.
That's why I went there.
Oh,
Yeah, and she was overdue. So.
Okay, so are you a grandmother how many times?
Oh gosh. Well, with my son's daughter, it'd be 3 going on 4, and then with my kids, it's this would be my 3rd grandchild.
Okay. So did she had the baby while you were there?
No, she actually,
No.
she had
Oh,
it.
I would pull my hair out.
I know. She had it the night that I left, and I told her on the way to the airport, that baby's gonna come out when I get on that plane. And she waited till I left the continent to go ahead and decide to.
Wow. And it's not like you can just turn around and go
She
back.
decided.
No, I couldn't. I had to start school. I had to go to school.
Yeah.
My professors were like, "Okay, Karen, it's time to come."
So I guess you've been on Skype a lot since then.
Well, yeah, on Facebook
Yeah,
Live, so,
right.
or Facebook Messenger.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
This technology, these kids these days. Yeah, it's
But,
crazy.
yeah.
So you've got 7 kids. Well, I don't guess they're kids anymore. You still got one at home.
They're all babies.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Oh, let's go back to Italy real quick because you said you ate all kinds of like lasagna and
Oh, yeah.
spaghetti and stuff
Yeah.
like that and didn't gain a pound.
Nope.
Lost weight, you said.
No, I lost weight.
I think she's lying.
No, I'm serious. Oh, it's not that walking. It's not that walking. Then you got wine with everything.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
give you bread, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese and balsamic vinegar with everything, like with your bread. It's like they don't have butter. They have like olive oil.
Yeah.
And I wanted to compare their lasagna to the one that I learned how to make from an Italian lady years ago, and it was just about the same, except for, of course, their cheese is perfect and ours
Yeah,
isn't.
right.
So it did have a better flavor, but yeah, it was amazing, and their pizza was great. So
Oh, see, she's making me so freaking
I
hungry
know,
right now.
like I'm obsessed with Italian
I just wanna
food,
stop the
and
show
I'm just
and go
sitting
have a
here
pizza.
being like, I need now.
So comparatively, I mean, like having pizza in Italy, I would think would be like the place to have pizza.
yes,
That'd be a
actually,
dream.
we have a place in Nashville that is very similar to the pizza in Italy that I had.
Now that was my next question. Like, where can we go to get pizza like you would have in Italy?
I love going to Desano's.
Desano's.
In Nashville, yeah, they have
Desano's.
the best. And when I tried the Italian pizza, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like Desano's. So I felt like, okay, and it's the same. They call it the same. It's margarita. There's the Diabla, which is it has like it's not pepperoni. It's like their form of cold cut or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and it is so good. But yeah, Desano's is the closest thing to real, authentic Italian that you're gonna get.
That's
Dude,
really,
bruh.
really making
Yeah.
me want.
It's worth it.
Now you are talking about like cooking like lasagna. Is that your specialty, like Italian food, or do you have a specialty?
Of Italian food, that
Like,
would be
just
my
in general, like
oh,
what
my
would be your-
specialty
yeah.
in general is Hispanic food because
Okay.
I was
Okay.
Now you're Hispanic.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of dishes do you cook throughout the week? When do you have time to cook? Because you go to school full time, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, usually, now that I'm in school full time, it's like I don't
Microwave
really.
dinners.
My microwave is broke.
Oh no.
But I cook usually a good meal on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes I'll do a quick grilling throughout the week because it's fast. But usually, if I'm not in school, I do cook meals, and they're big meals, and they're Hispanic meals. So of course, it has your rice, sometimes your beans, and you have your pork and arroz con pollo and stuff like that. So it's really good.
Oh my goodness. Now, where did you learn how to cook?
Well, my grandmother, my mother, it was like we instilled in us. So from them, and then I learned a lot from coming here because there's another Panamanian lady that lives here, and she taught me how to make like the tortillas that we make, which are not like the Mexican tortillas; they're like corn patties. And she taught me how to make that. So it's like throughout the years, I've liked experimenting with the cooking and learning new things and finding new ways of doing stuff. So my husband's very happy. So
I'm sure he's a very happy man. I'm sure he is. Now, if I want authentic like Hispanic food, where's a good place in Clarksville that I could go? Or does that exist?
I think I haven't personally gone there, but I know there's a Dominican place on 40 on Tiny Town. Mm-hmm. I think it's Puerto Rican, but I heard that they're really good. But I haven't gone there because I don't go to eat Hispanic food when I make it.
Because you're the bomb at home. Why would you do
Come
that?
on.
Right.
Yeah,
So
why
it's
would you
like-
do it?
Yeah.
So you think you being a creative person, you think that makes you a good cook?
Probably, yeah, because you like to experiment, which
Yeah.
in art you're always experimenting with
Right.
new things, new techniques and stuff. So I do a lot of experimenting when it comes to cooking. I try to, even though my mom had a recipe, I kind of try to outdo her a little bit.
Oh, really? So there's a little competition there.
Yeah. That's always good. And it's Karen's, arroz con pollo, not mommy's arroz con pollo. Yeah.
Bada bing, bada bang, bada bing.
Now, I do want to show off some prints that you brought us.
Yes.
I'm just going to kind of show these to Facebook real quick, because what I want you guys to do is we're going to go to Karen's website here in just a little while, and we're going to kind of go through some pictures and maybe talk about them a little bit. So if you want to go to the website and kind of go through it with us, you can. Or if you're listening later on an archive show, like on iHeart or Spotify or something like that, then you can always go back and you can kind of look and see what we're talking about, what we're discussing. But your specialty, I guess, is like the airbrush, and then you also are a photographer, and then there's something else that you do too.
Illustration. I draw with charcoal. I've started with oil pastels recently, and I love them. So colored pencils, So
your art is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And so colorful.
Yes,
it is. I love it.
It is.
And I guess you. Now I guess I read some stuff. You draw a lot from your Hispanic origin, and you try to make a statement, I think, with some of your artwork.
Ooh,
Yes.
a statement.
Yeah.
Yes.
So kind of tell me a little bit about I guess the theme.
Okay, so the culture part is I grew up in Panama. I was there for 19 to 20 years of my life. So the culture is something we're really proud of, and it's such a beautiful country, full of love, full of just
I can see
exciting.
that through your paintings, through your work. Yeah,
and I want to share that with people. And a lot of people I've noticed, it's like I say I'm from Panama. The first thing they think is, oh, Florida, and I'm like, no.
Panama? Oh, you're from Panama City. I got it.
Yeah, it's a little bit further down.
Right.
But yeah. So then, the only way some of them know about Panama is when you mention the Panama Canal, which my dad used to work for the Panama Canal. So then I go from that to I just want to introduce the culture and the beauty behind the folkloric dresses and just the way people are and stuff, and just bring that to light more, especially here in Clarksville, because we do have a lot of Latinos here, and we have a lot of Panamanians, and it's they usually get put in the...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're hidden away, and there's not a lot of light brought to them, so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of showcase Panama.
Now, what about in your circle of artists? Are there other Panamanians there? Or?
Well, I just recently met one in one of my classes. I didn't even realize she was Panamanian, because she's like me. She's Panamanian and American. And, she's light-skinned, blue eyes, and of course, at first, I didn't even know. But then when I saw her paint a plantain, I was like, this girl's Hispanic. I don't know anybody else who would paint a plantain.
Did you go up and ask her?
No. When she started talking, then I realized, oh my gosh, she is Hispanic. And then she says, yeah, I think you might know my mom if you're Panamanian. Her name is Vicky. And I said, oh my gosh, yes, and that's the lady who taught me how to make the tortillas.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So it was I met another Panamanian, and there's been a couple more that I've met, but not really had a relationship with.
Because
everybody comes and goes. It's a military town. Everybody moves away.
That's sad. That's a sad thing.
It is.
But
she still lives here, so we still stay in touch and stuff. So, but there's a lot of Hispanic friends that I have. It doesn't matter. You could be Puerto Rican or whatever. It's we tend to stick together, kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like Clarksville is just that much better off because we have people like you here that are so super talented, and you can bring just a little taste, I guess, of the rest of the world here to Clarksville, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because I looked at all of your artwork, I guess, when we first talked, and then I kind of went back today to kind of go over it again, and I'm just sitting here with my jaws on the ground. I mean, it's just amazing.
Thank you.
And how long have you been actually painting and taking pictures and stuff?
Well, airbrushing, I started...
I guess I should say airbrushing, not painting. There's a difference. See, I'm a rookie. I don't know this stuff.
No, it's basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's just a different method of doing it.
Okay.
But the airbrushing, I started when I was in high school. I had my professor, my teacher, Mr. Young. he was the one that introduced me to airbrushing, and I wasn't sure if I liked it because it was a little difficult. But when I got to the States, which was in more around, well, I got here in 1994. And then a couple years later, I decided to buy myself an airbrush and try it out again. So then once I tried it out, like everything started coming back. I started remembering how to use it and stuff. So I started doing it more and more and more.
That's so cool.
So, yeah. So
I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought it was something like, where you went to the fair and they airbrushed your name on a T-shirt.
I know. And that's what I'm trying to change.
See, this is really cool because I had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people think airbrush. They think T-shirts,
license plates,
motorcycles, guitars, airbrushing a guitar or motorcycle.
I had an airbrush license plate with a palm tree on it at one time.
But I'm trying to change that, and I want airbrush to be seen like you can do so many beautiful things with airbrush.
I've noticed because of you.
Yeah.
But, and now, why did you pick airbrush? Was it just I guess like an old shoe for you since you'd already learned how to do it a little bit, or
mostly
it just seems a lot more colorful than a lot of stuff that I've seen. So and I think with your heritage, I think it kind of fits.
Yeah. But I chose airbrush because not a lot of people do it, and there is a beauty and a respect for that, using that tool when you're painting.
And you just kind of were attracted to that.
Yes. And then I do incorporate brush strokes in my work too, like for some of the details, because I do a lot of details. So, but I incorporate both and trying to give it that depth of field. Like I look through a lens and I have the bokeh in the back, like with the blur in the back, and then the person in the front is in focus. I try to do that with my paintings as well. So you see a little bit of the photographer in me when you see my paintings.
Well, I'm going to have to look for that in your paintings, and that's cool. Yeah. Now, I've seen some airbrush work on like the body painting and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about doing any of that? Or
nah. Yeah, no? I mean, it's cool, and even like when they do the mask on Face Off or stuff like that, that's really neat. But not my thing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I do want to go through and I want to look at some of your pictures. So if you are... Okay, this is probably the easiest way to get here for now. If you'll go to christopprogram.com, you might already be there. You'll see the local Clarksville artist page, and right now Karen's actually our featured artist on the page. We have that one. How cool do you feel that we have these prints?
Really, really
and she gave them to, I mean, it's neat. Yeah, but if you'll scroll down the bottom and just click on website, we can actually go there. We're going to go to portfolio, and there are so many cool things in this. And we'll just kind of start out with the airbrushes. And I just kind of want to go through a few of these because I feel like a lot of paintings have a story, and maybe they don't.
Yes.
But we're gonna talk to you and find out. Now, this one's called Blood Diamond, and Blood Diamonds, and this is one that you actually gave to us.
Yes.
And then you're selling the original.
Yes.
And that's what that is. Okay. Now, I guess you just like people buy them online and then you like ship them out, or
yes. If they're local, of course I'll deliver it. But if they need it shipped out, then I'll ship it out to them. So yeah. And that one specifically I did because I was trying to do a series of paintings that have to do with either social or environmental issues.
Ooh, environmental.
Yeah. And that one, I was reading about the blood diamonds, in Africa and stuff and what all that was about. And it's like they have the diamond people or corporations or whatever. They have these villagers, and there's two tribes. And they're fighting to mine these diamonds, and they're literally killing each other over it. So, which is weird because I never thought of the blood diamond like that. I thought it was more like, young kids are dying digging up diamonds, which also happens. But they're really, it's a battle between these tribes trying to get to produce or mine the diamonds. Mm-hmm. And then the reason why I did it the way I did is because here in the U.S. or even in the world, it's like people are oblivious about what goes behind that. What are you getting a real diamond or are you getting a blood diamond? What's the difference? And it's like that's kind of showing the woman right there. She's just like modeling her diamonds and stuff, but she's like completely oblivious that there's been blood spilt behind it. So, yeah.
Wow. See, I love this. Is so much fun. This is so much fun because you look at it and it looks like a beautiful piece of art, but you it's nice to hear the artist interpretation, because I guess people are going to interpret it differentently.
Right.
And I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to know what you mean.
Well, yeah.
What you mean by it. I'm just going to kind of click through just a couple, and we're going to go. Now, what's this right here?
Okay, social addiction has to do with how society nowadays is completely. I mean, Facebook is good for certain things, but then it's also separating families and stuff. A lot of people are on their phone. It's not only Facebook. I just used that one because it was the only thing that looked like a pipe.
Yeah.
But a lot of families, and I saw it in my home too, are being separated, and people are constantly in their phones, and the conversation between two people has drowned out, and it's kind of sad to see, because I also find that we're kind of evolving in technical stuff, but we're kind of regressing as well when it comes to natural communication. Kids these days don't know how to communicate to face to face, because they're constantly texting.
That's true.
And it's kind of something I just felt really strong that I had to kind of voice out somehow.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And it's nuts how much things have changed. It's like nowadays, if somebody knocks on your door, your first instinct is to kind of run and hide, because they didn't call you or text you first.
Right.
But back in the day, I mean, it was just normal.
They're there.
Yeah. Or when the phone rang at home, we would answer it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now everybody's just and I would rather text than pick up the phone.
I don't like talking to people.
And I talk all the time. And I guess there's a lot of good that's come out of it, out of the internet. But then again, like you're saying, I mean, just we don't know our neighbors anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now that you mentioned that, it was so amazing. Like I went to the airport in Chicago, and it was the same thing. Everybody was nose and phone. When I went to Italy, it was like I didn't see any phones out. In fact, I was the only one with my phone out. And everybody had conversation, and they would sit there for hours just talking and talking and talking. I didn't see one phone. And I know they had them.
I was going to say, did they not have?
No, yeah, they have
What's that
them.
about?
But nobody was on their phone. And I thought that was so amazing, because it's like, it almost felt like everybody's out here to enjoy each other.
Yeah.
And have a conversation, and not be nose and phone, So that was really refreshing to see. And I try to not do that myself, because I could sometimes fall into doing that.
It's easy to slip into.
Yeah, and I just have to learn to, I'm going to put it away.
But I found, like, with what we do, we have to be on the social networks just to kind of get the show out there and stuff. But
right.
But then it becomes more like a job, and I have to make myself do that, and then I can't
Right.
wait to just be done with it.
Exactly.
So I can go for a hike.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Something. All right, so when you're not taking photographs, or I guess updating your website, or working on your paintings, like what do you do besides, and not cooking?
No. Oh, okay. I binge watch a lot.
Binge watch what?
Like Netflix stuff?
Netflix.
Or, yeah?
So far, I've gone through the entire series of what was it? Daredevil. Jessica Jones.
Oh, Jessica Jones.
Oh, we love that
cool.
stuff too. Yeah, yeah.
So I just got done with that.
Do you like The Blacklist?
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, that man reminds me of my father.
Really? Reddington?
Yes, the actor does.
He may not really be your father then.
But yes, it does. He reminds me. I tell my husband every time, "Oh my gosh, look, he made that face. He's just like my dad." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes." But
Yeah, I was that just came back on again. We just started watching the latest season.
Yeah,
I was
we're
so
a little
excited.
addicted to
So excited.
Blacklist.
Yeah. So you like that? You're kind of a geek then. You like the superhero?
Yes, I
like
do.
shows?
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh my gosh, Marvel and all those. I love it.
Do you have a favorite superhero?
Yes, of course, it's Wonder Woman.
Now, have you ever painted her, airbrushed her? Or,
No, my husband was like,
When are you gonna do that?
You need to do that. And I
Yeah.
was like, maybe after my senior thesis I will. But yeah.
Oh, you know what'd be cool? I love like the old pinup style and stuff. I bet you've probably done some stuff like that.
I do enjoy pop
Yeah.
art, and
Yeah.
I do enjoy looking at pinups and stuff like that. So I do.
Yeah.
That is kind of the style that I like
Sure.
going for.
I mean,
so.
like the
Wonder
superhero pinups would be cool, like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman or
That'd be
Batwoman
buzz.
or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on another airbrush here. Let's see. Okay, and this is one you gave us right here. Now, how do you say that? Because it's called Beautiful Death, but how do you pronounce it?
Bella muerte.
Say it again.
Bella muerte.
Bella muerte. Muerte.
You got to roll the R.
Muerte. Muerte.
Yes, there you go.
There we go. Okay, I'm not going to try it again. But all right, so what is Beautiful Death?
Well, it's actually, it was a painting that I did. I wanted to do something colorful. This was actually my first colorful one that I did, and I was playing with textures and stuff like that. And that's of course the Mexican culture, and my husband's Mexican, so I felt like I can.
The Day of the Dead, is that what that's from?
Yeah, the Day of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, I want to do her, and her eyes, like if you look at her in person, like the painting, her eyes literally, everybody says it looks like a real person's looking right at you, because it's really hard to see in something small, but she's big.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Now, do you use like real models for this stuff?
No, some of them are photo references, and others I have like muses, people that I know. In fact, it was a photo reference, and I saw it on Pinterest, because Pinterest is #1 for everything. But I saw it. But the picture that I saw on Pinterest, the girl had like clear contacts, and she looked like a zombie, and I didn't want that, so I incorporated like a real look, and I changed a couple things just to make it a
gorgeous.
little more mine.
It's a gorgeous picture.
Thank you.
Now, are there any more of the airbrushes that you want to go through, or can we move on to the next category? Anything in particular you want to talk about?
There's one more. The Panamanian folkloric one.
See, I could stop on every one of these and
that
just talk about them.
That one's actually showing in Nashville right now.
Really? Now, okay. Let's just talk about that for a second then.
Okay.
Like, where can people find your work? Like, say, let's talk about Clarksville 1st. Is there any place locally where we can come and see your work?
Well, I know that I'm going to have a show, not this October, but October of next year at the Frame Maker.
Okay.
And for the art walk. But that's going to be more of a photography.
Okay.
And it's like during Halloween, and it's in October. So
I feel like a lot of your airbrushes could be like something for Halloween as well.
Like that.
Yeah. And then we're talking about having a show together as me and a couple of friends in February, and that's going to be part of the art walk too. I'm not sure the name of the place, I forgot, but it's right across from Black Horse.
The Edwards?
No.
It's not the restaurant?
It's not the restaurant. It's a store.
Okay, but it is across from Black Horse?
They have live music there.
Oh, Journey's Eye?
Okay, yeah.
Journey's Eye,
Journey's
yeah.
Eye.
Okay, I was at the wrong side of the street in my mind. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me about this one real quick, the one you gave us.
Yes, that one is First Date Issues. And it was just a reminder of...
To brush your teeth?
Well, yeah, no, when you're on your first date and you're trying to give him the best impression you can, and you're eating sushi or something, and it's stuck between your teeth, and you're just smiling away trying to be all sexy.
Now, see, me being non-creative when it comes to paintings, that was my first thought on this one, but I thought you may have a deeper meaning than something on her teeth.
No.
So that's why I had to ask.
I love being funny.
Right, okay.
Like, art doesn't always have to be serious or about something. Just like the one you're on your screen right now, the Louis Vuitton stepping in dog dew.
Right.
It's like that one, the meaning behind that one is like, it doesn't matter how much money you have, and you're always going to end up doing the same thing anybody in like Converse or whatever.
Yep.
You're going to step in dog dew.
Crap still stinks.
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Somebody should have called Poop 911.
And it's so funny, like when a beautiful woman has like something stuck on her teeth.
Yeah.
It's just really, really funny. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, she's so pretty, but she's got something on her teeth. You just want to tell her.
Everybody's got something on their teeth.
If you saw her, would you tell her?
Probably.
I wouldn't.
I would. I'd be like, yo.
I just wouldn't say anything.
You got something on your
I would
teeth.
just see how long it was there before somebody told her, before she noticed. That's just how I am.
Mean.
I know. I mean, if it was you, I would tell you after like 20 minutes or something.
Bruh.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on down to, I think, some of the... Oh, I'm still on... I don't know how to navigate the site here. Hang on, we'll figure it out here in a second. And if you just tuned in, you don't know what we're talking about, if you'll go to the Chris Top program, and you go over to the featured local artist page, and go down to Karen's website, click on that, And then we're just kind of going through her portfolio because it's so cool to get sort of it's like when we interview independent musical artists and they talk about their songs and about the inspirations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of
like
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, am I doing this right here? I'm trying to figure out how to go back
if you
here.
scroll down.
If I keep
Let me
scrolling
see.
down.
Well, I was just going to show you this one, which is going to be part of that one right there.
This one right here. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
one in the picture that we have that you autographed for
yes,
us. Okay.
That's a Panamanian folkloric dress right there. And that I'm going to have a show in Austin Peay at the Beach Gallery in the Art and Design Building, December, 2nd through the 6th.
And this is an exclusive show of yours?
Of mine,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So the whole show is all my paintings, and they're all airbrushed. So I
Okay.
just, wanted to bring that if
Now,
anybody wants to come.
Do you have, I guess, dates listed anywhere, like on the internet?
No, actually, I am gonna start listing those as soon as I make sure they're booked and stuff. But this one for sure is gonna go.
Because we don't want to miss it. We want to come.
Right,
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because see, we can show up and it'd be really cool because we know the artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some of her work in our house.
Right?
See, how cool is that?
That is cool.
Yeah, we've known Karen forever.
We're buddies.
Yeah, she makes the best lasagna.
So that means we're going to have
So
to
it's not
have
really
the
lying,
lasagna.
I mean, because we know she makes lasagna. Okay, yeah. So you're going to come up with, I guess, a schedule or a calendar or something, so we
Yes.
don't miss anything.
and it'll be on my website.
Okay, it'll be on your website, and that'll be the best way to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll post it on Facebook too, on my Facebook page.
Now, if somebody wants to buy a print, or if they want to buy an original from you, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
They can go through my website, and I have a contact artist button that they can, just click on it, and it'll email me, and they can tell me which one they're interested in, and then from there I would send them like a Square receipt or something, an invoice, so they can pay for it, and then I'd ship it off or deliver it to them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So you've got the thing in December coming up, and it's exclusively your show, and it's going to be the airbrush stuff.
Right. Yes.
Okay, and then what else did you say was after that?
And then October of next year, not this one, but the next year.
Why are you making us wait so long for this
Come
stuff?
on, bro.
Because there's a wait list. There's a lot of artists in Clarksville.
Jeez.
Y'all need to catch up.
Man.
Dang.
Okay, but you're going to put all this up on the site.
Yes,
So then people
yes.
will be able to keep up with it that
Right.
way. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Is there anybody in the chat? Does anybody have any questions? I don't want to.
No questions yet.
I don't want to leave anybody out because we're bad about that sometimes. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
I
we
know.
start yakking and then we just don't. We just forget. I guess. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and click. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go back to portfolio. Or I guess we're on the portfolio. Okay, now these are the illustrations and drawings. Now this is
Yes.
okay. I just think pencil, but you use charcoal and
Yeah, well, that first one is pencil. That Wonder Woman. That's colored pencils.
so you did that with pencils.
Dude.
What kind of freak are you? This is amazing.
I
How do you even
know.
do that?
Well, thank you.
You just I called her a freak and she said thank you. But that is amazing. It looks like a photograph. I mean, if I was standing
It
far
does.
enough back, it would look like a photograph.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks
Now
like
is
Wonder
this
Woman.
is this Wonder Woman?
yes.
It looks kind of like Megan Fox.
It
No,
does.
she's-
A little bit.
A little bit.
But it's Gal Gadot. So
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah. So that's your Wonder Woman. That is
Yes.
amazing. That is so cool.
that's my girl crush. No.
That is so cool.
She is pretty.
Yeah,
And you
she's
just
gorgeous.
okay. Now I was going to ask you about this one right here. Now is this
Yes.
like a Hannibal Lecter
Oh.
inspiration, or just
That's
Anthony Hopkins, the
it's
actor?
just the actor, Anthony Hopkins.
And you're just a fan, and you
I
just,
love Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
amazing.
What's the best Anthony Hopkins film ever?
Silence of the Lambs?
Silence of the I figured.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
figured.
But
I called
it's
it
just
Hannibal, I don't
he's
know why.
so. Oh my gosh, this man is just so intellectual and so into the arts. I mean, everything. Did you know that he was a composer?
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. Look it up sometime.
And he's a good composer.
a great
Yeah?
composer. And they showed a video like this orchestra played or a symphony played his music, and what he orchestrated, and he was just sitting there in the audience, and tears were running down his cheek, and he was just closing his eyes and doing this, and it was just the most beautiful thing.
Yes.
And I was like, I had no idea. This man is full of so many surprises. So I'm a huge, huge, huge fan.
Yeah. So he inspired you to draw a picture.
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
had to choose somebody. I'm like, why
So
not
you were
him?
fangirling one day.
Yeah.
And you just did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he is really cool.
Yes.
And that's actually one of the ones I put on the website on your feature
Right.
page.
And
there.
one is made out of just ink, India ink. It's colored in, and the other one is a paper cutout.
Oh, so it's two different ones.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, what's a paper cutout? You just
So you have black paper, and you literally cut out every jagged line, everything with a little blade knife, X-Acto knife, and then you just kind of spray it and with adhesive, and then you paste it on your board, and that's a cutout.
That's so
All right.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, where did you learn to do that? Is that like
I
something?
have a wonderful illustration professor. His name is Billy Renkel, and he taught us how to do that. So.
Okay, now this one I've got to ask about.
Dude.
Okay,
That's
this
one of my
is
favorite ones.
Is it?
charcoal
Yes.
drawing.
Yes.
All Army boxer. So tell me about this one.
Okay, so that's actually my husband. And he's Mexican American. He was an all-Army boxer, which now you know why I'm in the boxing.
Yes.
But and he was also my boxing instructor. That's how we met. But he has ankylosing spondylitis. That's where your spine starts merging together, your bones starts growing into each other, and it's really, really painful. So he had to retire and hang up his gloves early in his,
So this one
life.
is special to you.
Yes.
This is super special to
It's
you.
very special to me, yes. So I wanted to do a portrait of him, of basically, it was a real struggle for him because he was really good at it, and it's like they told him in the Army, it's like, sorry, you're just gonna have to retire so he's medically retired, 100% disabled, and
That makes me sad.
yeah. And we still watch boxing. He does boxing photos with me. We go together to the fights and
Yeah.
everything. So we're a team. So even though he's not physically fighting,
He's still in
Can
the
he still
box.
go
Yeah,
and
he's-
train and stuff like that?
yeah,
or-
he still hits the bag, and he tries to stay mobile because they told him years ago that he'd be in a wheelchair within a year. And he's still walking. I mean, yeah, in pain, but he's still walking and
Yeah.
he's doing good. So he tries to stay active so it doesn't,
Right.
kill him.
Yeah, and that's why you I guess lean toward. Are most of your photographs like of sports or boxing in general, or
Boxing. I've done MMA fights, jiu-jitsu tournaments.
and you do that stuff just because you like it, because you feel a connection?
Yeah, well, we have connections in the boxing world, but it's also because of that, because there's a passion for it. Boxing, it was forgotten about for a while there, and then it started slowly coming back, and now it's like hitting the next generation.
It is,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's like,
Have you been to a real boxing match?
I'm trying.
Oh,
I train almost
Nashville.
every day.
Yeah, Nashville has them. You guys need to go.
Yeah,
It's TriStar
yeah.
Boxing, and they
Yeah,
have
I've
it
heard of
there.
them because I go to American Pride. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Calvin Garcia.
Yes.
Yes.
He might know my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, my husband takes some of his kids there to just spar.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
A small world.
It is.
So how much longer do you have in school before you're done?
I'm going to be done in December.
Well, almost congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Premature congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are your plans when you graduate? How far do you want to take this?
Well, I do want to get my master's, and mostly because for the Center of Excellence in over at Austin Peay, I've been able to teach community courses in digital photography. So I found that I really enjoy that. So I might want to actually get my master's, but I am going to take a break because after this, I need a break.
Sure.
So yeah, and then maybe a year, and I'm going to go for my master's.
You're just going to go all the way as far as you can.
Yeah, as far as I can. So.
Now, as far as do you want to just be a professor, like teach it, or do you want to like just sell your work for just all kinds of money? Like, how does
I
that?
want to be famous.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
I want to be
real.
able to share my art with everybody. I
Yeah.
really, really want to. That's my goal, is to be able to build a legacy for my family, and to, just do art is what I love. The teaching would be more like something that I can share with the people in different ways, to start molding the next generation of photographers and stuff like that. But and it's also to pay student loans. So
Sure.
yeah. So we need a little income there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so and that is pretty amazing.
Thank
That
you.
is actually amazing. And I want to go to the photographs now. Tell me about this one, because this one just seems odd to me.
That's just a still life. We did it in the classroom. He would hang up random things on the wall.
So no deep meaning or anything like that.
No,
Okay,
it was just
okay.
a
It looks
great
cool,
professor
you know?
named Rusty, and he really taught me how to look deeper when doing art. You know, it's like pay attention to your shadows.
I need to stop trying to read so much into everything.
Me.
I mean, it's just a glove, a ball, and a paintbrush.
I'm waiting for something really deep,
Like
and it's
deep.
just something on
I
her
can
teeth,
make
bro.
something up if you need.
It's just
Just
something
make
on her
something
teeth, man.
up.
That's all it is. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Okay, now the photography.
Yes.
Whoa.
So we're
This
gonna look
looks
at
cool.
that one looks terrifying. I don't even know if it's supposed to be.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so fertility. I kind of get this one.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of get that. But I mean, do you want to talk about it or
No.
no? So we're good. Okay. Yep. So we'll move on. So
Yeah.
so what is this Lady of the River? Because this one
Yes.
kind of scares me a little bit. Because
Yes.
it looks like a monster behind her.
And I'm digging it.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is actually taken at Billy Dunlop, and I guess there was a flood or something, and I had to get a series of pictures done because I'm doing I did the historical processes of photography, so that's actually a tintype. So
What is that?
a tintype, what they used in the Civil War.
Oh, okay, so it's
The
a
little
tin
tin-
picture.
yeah, it's a
Okay,
tin
yeah.
picture,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I was learning how to do the tintypes, and
So you could still do that? Like, I mean, you
Yeah.
just
well,
Okay.
actually, the image itself was on film, and then you just burn it onto a tin with emulsion on it.
Okay.
And then
it just
tin
gives it that
becomes-
look. You're just going
yeah,
for that
becomes-
look.
Yeah, and it has an eerie look, and it was my
That's
daughter,
a-
and I was going for
eerie as hell, yeah.
And it was my daughter. She looks like the girl from The Ring. What's her name?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I can't remember her name.
I don't know,
Serena
but she's
or
scary.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I was trying to go for scary, so yeah.
Yeah.
And she was actually not feeling good that day.
Oh.
So I guess it worked out for the picture.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
But no, and the thing that looks like hooves in the back. That's
It looks like a giant bird monster.
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually just a,
A tree? Yeah.
Yeah, it's two trees actually.
I thought.
It looks like giant legs.
Yeah,
And they're about to something's about to peck her. It's like a giant chicken with laser eyes.
and I never even noticed that until after.
Yeah.
Yeah, never even paid attention. I was more focused on her, on trying to get her. in the
Oh,
river.
okay, okay.
And I didn't even realize what that would look like.
Well, it scared me when
That
I
was
looked
boss.
at it. I don't want to be alone and look at it.
Yeah.
And see, even like pictures like this are kind of eerie.
Yeah, it's because it's
yeah.
that tin type, you
Yeah.
know. So
Because you look at those old Civil War pictures like you're talking about;
Exactly.
those are
And
kind of
it's like,
scary
whoa.
too.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's exactly what it is.
And you think too, like, man, all these people are dead, you
Yeah.
know, and you start thinking like, how did they die? You know, and you look at the picture, and it's just like it just brings up all kinds of feelings.
Right.
in you.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's really cool because I didn't know this was a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, you're teaching us so much.
Yeah, it's actually it's so relaxing, and it's like therapy when you're in the dark room and you're trying to create something, and when you see that picture developing on metal or paper or whatever, and it's just appearing out of like the fluid or the chemicals, you're just like, oh my gosh, I did this. But yeah, it's so much different than digital photography. Digital is so just right there and right, you know, it's like quick. This you have to have the time, the patience, and just the love for photography
Yeah.
to be able to actually create and spend time in the dark room.
I know what that's like because, like, years ago, I would buy a disposable camera, take like a bunch of pictures, and have to wait 2 weeks
Yeah.
for them to get developed. But I know it's not the same thing.
Yeah. yeah.
But I'm looking at all your stuff, and you are just incredible. And I just don't.
Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out why you're not all over like Clarksville and like all your stuff's not everywhere.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going. I mean, you should be
Yeah.
like at the museum and like
I
at the
agree.
art galleries.
'Cause, like, this stuff
and-
is freaking lit, bro.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
Thank
good. I'm
you.
so like I feel special because we're gonna have it hanging up in the house.
I know.
And all
So
that stuff.
great.
Yeah, and I think most people would if you go to the website and you look at some of this stuff and you know just pick out some because if they don't want to drop $600 on an original that can get a
Right.
print, right?
Right.
Like, how much do
Yeah.
your prints usually run for?
The 8x10 print is about $35.
Right.
And then it could go bigger from there. We can even do poster size
Yeah.
prints. And, it's all depending on the size. So it's like from 35 up.
Okay, and that's just a great way if somebody loves what you do and they believe in what you do and they want to help you pay off those student loans so you can get your master and keep creating stuff, then they can just go buy a print.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And what a great conversation piece, too. Like when people come over and they look up at your print and you say, hey, yeah, Karen, that's Karen's work. You can buy the original if you want.
Right.
Or this is where you can go to get a print, if you can't afford the original like everybody else, So it's a great way to support local artists, and she's super, super talented.
Yes.
And if you listen to this show later on Spotify or iHeart, make sure you go to the website and take a look at all of this work and just at least check it out. Show your friends and share it and stuff. Because there are some amazingly talented people in Clarksville. And I don't think a lot of people get it. Because we were talking about today, you came in and we were talking about how it's like the best place to live right now, number one in the United States.
Yeah.
I think it's the second fastest growing city in the U.S. So, I mean, there is talent here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty obvious when we have people like Karen on the show, and we can show some of this stuff off. And that's just a really pretty picture.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that you did for somebody else, or is that...
That's actually my son's hand and my grandson, his son. And
Really?
My son who's in the military, he lives in Fort Bliss.
Oh, okay, okay. And this is just you being a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him to have a memory, like, something special.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just thought it was just so sweet just to see. He was so excited his daddy was home. So, just walking around, I'm like, stay right there, don't move. So, yeah, that's on film.
Now, there are so many other pictures, so make sure you go. Now, what's your website?
It's Karen Lee Orozco
Okay.
at .com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you can't remember that, or if you don't know how to spell it, go to christopprogram.com and click the link that we have there, and it'll take you right to her page. You can check out all of her stuff for sure. And we're biased because we live in Clarksville. We love our city for sure. But I don't care where you're from. She's talented.
Amen to
and
that, dude.
It's good stuff. Now, are there any pictures that we missed that you want to go over, or did we do okay?
No, I think you did good.
So we did good?
Yeah.
And your schedule, you're going to have that up on your website because
Yes.
people are going to want to know where you're at. and
Actually, I
how
just
to
got my
find you.
poster approved by Austin Peay, so I can go ahead and post that as soon as
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's
so
for
okay.
the show. Yeah.
So I'm going to be stalking your site, so you got to make sure you keep it current
Yes.
for me for sure. And so I guess we did okay. I guess that's a wrap.
I think we did.
I
Bada
think
bing,
so. I think
bada
so.
bang, bada boom.
But before you go, I got to ask you. These are two questions that I ask everybody that's on the show. If you could have any superhero power, what would it be?
I'm sorry, what?
If you could have any superhero power, what would it be? I know this is off the wall, but I can't
It
let
is,
you go without asking
right?
these
It's
questions.
like a must.
Invisibility.
Now, is that like because what?
You're gonna say it, aren't you? You say this every time somebody says this.
Now, do you want to use that like for good, or is that like just a perverted thing? Like what?
Not perverted. I was started thinking it's like,
Oh,
I
Lord.
could do. Oh, maybe I should have picked like mind control. Mind control. I'm gonna change it. Mind control.
Right. So
Yeah,
mind control over
mind
invisibility.
Control. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I would see how invisibility would be good for an artist. I mean, you could watch people while they're being all natural and get like. I could see that.
And mind control. I just
You could
try
just
to get you
pose
to buy
them.
my stuff.
Go here and buy the original.
Yeah, buy the original.
All right. So you've got 5 minutes to sit down and have a cup of coffee with anybody. This could be anybody living or dead. Doesn't matter. Who would it be? I know it's a tough question.
Let me think. I think Lady Gaga.
Lady
Okay,
Gaga.
yeah.
So why Lady Gaga?
I really like her. I like
Her
I like-
performances
yeah,
are
her-
like
as an
different.
artist, she's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's from what I've been seeing, she seems really real, and like she really cares about people, and I just really I'm a big fan of hers. I just love her.
The more
as
that
a
she
person.
develops as an artist, the more I see similarities between her and Freddie Mercury from
Really?
Queen.
Yeah.
I kind of like see similarities there, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, but I really, really, really like her.
So she came up to you and said, "Karen, I need you to do a portrait of me." Like,
Okay.
you'd be all about it.
Yeah, just give me a picture.
Okay, so I guess that's a wrap then, because we asked the questions
Yeah,
that
we
we're supposed
asked
to.
the
Yeah,
questions.
because that's something that we have to do, because people will get upset with us.
They'll be like,
We-
what? I listened to
Yeah.
the show for these 2 questions.
and that's it. And you waited till the very end of the show this time before you asked them. But it was such a pleasure to talk to you, and it's so cool to get the inside scoop on the drawing, the paintings, the drawings, the airbrush work. I guess is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Airbrush work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, airbrush.
I'm a rookie. I just don't know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's
about.
okay.
I have
Just
no
airbrush.
idea.
We're
No idea.
rookies. It's all good.
One more question. We're going to
Uh-huh.
stop. How important is your art to you?
It's very important. I feel like every piece is a part of me. So it's like when you create it, it's almost like, I don't really want to say like creating a child, but it's like creating like just like you're pouring your heart out and everything to your art and trying to express yourself in ways that you feel you can't really express yourself maybe verbally or just in any other way. So that's like my method of expressing the way either I feel about a certain issue or the message I want to portray to everybody, or just it's my form of expression. So it's very important to me. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. So we do appreciate all of you for listening today. We don't take any of you for granted, and I promise you we never, ever, ever, ever will. And before we go, thank you, Magnolia Emporium, for all of
Yes.
your support and everything that you do for us. We love you to death. And if you haven't checked out Magnolia Emporium yet, check them out
Do
on
it.
Facebook. Make sure you do that. But no, we don't take any of you for granted, because I know there's a million other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to us, and that makes us feel really, really good. So until we broadcast again, please remember this: life's good, and we're gone.